Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to talk about the fact that Hearts just decimated us at Tynecastle, making it their greatest victory against us since 1956. So where did it all go wrong? Well, let's start from the back. After our first conceded goal in the fourth minute, about 2 minutes after the goal, Wes Foderingham has the ball on the edge of the box, takes a heavy touch, gets tackled by a Hearts player, and if the Hearts player wised up to it, he could have swung the ball in and potentially a goal could have come from that. That could have been about 2 goals conceded in 2 minutes. Whenever the ball's passed back to Foderingham, I feel sorry for him, because either the ball isn't good enough for him, or our opponents wise up, realise we always pass back, Rangers always pass back to the goalkeeper, so as soon as the ball is passed, be it by the defence or by the midfield, there's always 2 players pressing the keeper. That gives Foderingham no chance whatsoever to decide what to do with the ball, and he ends up just smacking it, and often it turns over in possession, or it goes off the pitch, or sometimes, like now, he gets tackled. Now, Wallace and Tavernier, I feel, were on the same page today. They kept on bombing up the wing, as they do. Wallace linking with Mackay 1-2s and a couple of times swung the ball in. But as soon as they're up there, we always seem to lose the ball, and a counter-attack, no matter which opposition, usually starts. And we don't have a left back or a right back. So we're left with less players in the midfield, because they're trying, like Andy Halliday's trying to drag himself back to the defence. But what he doesn't realise is he needs to stay with the man and not the flow of possession. Andy Halliday, he gave away the ball so many times today, be it passing, he couldn't defend, he couldn't even stay in his own position. At the moment, I do not know what he's doing in the team, and we need to find a replacement for him as soon as possible. Personally, I would have liked for it to have been Crooks, but Crooks got sent out on loan, so clearly he wasn't good enough, and maybe Halliday is better than him, but I would like to know for sure. And Rossiter's always injured. We simply don't know what's going on with him. Even Clint Hill at the back today made mistakes. Clint Hill is probably the best defender we have, but it wouldn't be too hard to replace him. It's just, in games like this, I don't think I can really blame him for playing so badly, because the whole team as a whole played badly. There wasn't a player that I thought was good. Hyman scored a goal, but we'll get onto him later. As for Rob Kiernan is the kind of player that my editor Blair said quite rightfully is the kind of player who would have been released if he was playing for us 5 years ago. He'd have been released. He's just simply not good enough for the first team. I don't understand why he's still playing for us. Mark Warburton, please, in the transfer window, you had so many opportunities to sign defenders. Ian Cathro signed 9 new players, 5 of which were playing today, and we got decimated 4-1. Now previously Hearts played Celtic and Celtic beat them 4-0, and then Hearts beat us 4-1. What does that say about the gap, not just between us and Celtic, but the gap in our form? Why is it that we've just come off the back of a 2-1 win and a 2-0 win, and then we're getting beaten 4-1? The inconsistencies are starting to show, and Facebook exploded, Twitter exploded. Everyone was calling for Mark Warburton's head, and I'm a little confused right now. I don't know what I want. If Mark Warburton goes, then surely the team will lose even more composure, so they won't have a manager and then have a new style of play to deal with. Also, any manager that would come in, they wouldn't have the time to make any transfers because the window's shut until summer. Now, Terrell and Hyman. Terrell, he's got class about him, just like Hyman does, but Terrell is yet to turn up for us properly. You see how he played for Birmingham last season, and he was an absolutely sensational player, and I'm just hoping that hatches, and at some point we're going to see the real Terrell. Hyman, he scored a goal for us today, but he gave away possession a couple of times. He fell asleep and sort of passed the ball, and it created a Hearts attack. I don't know what he was thinking sometimes, but he still got us a goal, and it made it 1-0. We went into half-time 1-0, and then in the second half, 3 goals. 3 goals come in the second half. Why is it that we got decimated in the second half? Why did the heads go down even further? Even the start, the first 15 minutes, I remember sending voice notes to some of my contacts saying, this is the worst 15 minutes, the worst start to a Rangers game I've ever seen. And I don't know why that is. Why is it that we just can't get our heads together this stage in the season? It just doesn't make sense. At the start of the season, we were saying, look, there's a load of new signings, so let's give the boys time to gel. Well, Cathro's made 9 new signings, and look, they've already beaten us 4-1. That's a result that we haven't quite reached in the Scottish Premier League yet. Why on earth did this happen today? And then you've got Waghorn, Miller and Mackay up top. They had a quiet game because most of the possession was going on in our end because Motherwell were dominating us. But when they had the chance, it seemed Kenny Miller wasn't with it today. He was often arguing with Hearts players, and he wasn't seeing much of the action in the game, so I'm guessing that's why he was so frustrated. Martin Waghorn, for the first half an hour or so, he saw a fair amount of the ball, but didn't really have any product in his game whatsoever. And Barry Mackay, unfortunately for him, a lot of the passes just weren't adequate, so therefore he couldn't really have done anything with any of his given passes. But still, with a player like that, the player that we want to keep and Warburton's star pupil per se. That's the kind of player you want to change this game. You want at least one player to say, actually, yeah, they did well. But personally, look, you guys might disagree, but personally, I don't think we had that player today. Make sure that you leave your comments below as for what you think about Mark Warburton. Should he stay or should he go? Also, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I could continue with this, I really could, but I'm not going to because I think I'm just going to end up embarrassing myself and the club. So thanks very much for watching. Make sure you check out We Welcome the Chase podcast and Rangers FC, Scotland's most successful football club on Facebook, and Rangers fan page on Instagram. Thanks for watching. See you next time.